Well, that is absolutely, just completely terrible.
Fuck, I got burned, damn. Ah, what a thing. This is already a cry from the soul.
Russia is taking to the streets again. Red Square is turning into a symbol of fear and anger. Nationalists, musicians, artists are rebelling, even those who just yesterday were shouting for the motherland. And
And it will begin.
Turn off YouTube, turn off Instagram. Turn off WhatsApp. We are not fucking North Korea, damn it.
Russians are being deprived of their property and homes.
Pashtin Stier. All the stores were closing up and I'm driving down the long Nevsky Prospect. Now Blokotenya has also closed. The store has closed.
Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich,
Are you out of your mind? You've lost your mind, do you understand, authorities?
across all of Russia, the internet and communications are being massively shut down.
We're fucking Russia. We don't need everything to be shut off for us.
Crimea, Petersburg, the Moscow region, no connection, no internet, no hope. How is this possible today?
War, it is war.
the FSB is conducting raids, young people are being thrown into police vans, and by the Kremlin walls, you can already hear the words lined up against the wall. The country is entering a new spiral of repression and panic. Breaking news, friends, and new protest actions.
We are asking the federal government for help, because our local authorities can't help us in any way.
You're unfortunate people. It's a vicious circle. It's like with one hand you gave us all this, and with the other you took everything away from the people.
You abandoned the authorities, you abandoned our people, just abandoned them.
We are declaring a hunger strike, December 18th.
Now the center of protest and fear. Every evening, new groups come out there, nationalists, liberals, artists. Some shout, enough with the war. Others, Putin betrayed us. They are united by one thing, hatred for the Kremlin and exhaustion from a senseless dictatorship. Russia is being swept by mass protests. What kind of...
Exactly the way that we were originally supposed to do it.
Defend ourselves. Moscow, Petersburg, the regions. In Rostov, families of war participants declare a hunger strike. There are no homes. The money is gone. In the Kursk region, refugees had their 65,000 ruble payments cancelled. People went out to the administration building.
We have been left without our homes and other property. We had to seek shelter in other towns and villages. The decision by the Russian Federation government this December to cancel the monthly payments of 65,000 rubles has caused despair for the majority of residents in the border Kursk region.
Moscow is suffocating from its own raids. The FSB and the National Guard are clearing the squares, grabbing young people and dragging them into police vans. Dozens detained, among them artists, musicians, street singers, everyone who dared to sing, write, or simply speak. Now they're considered extremists. Penza, protests over internet shutdowns. Moscow and St. Petersburg are even worse. Internet and communications outages, nothing works. WhatsApp has been slowed down by 70 to 80%. They're preparing to block it. Russia is turning into a total concentration camp.
This is already a cry from the heart. It's truly a cry from the heart now. Shut down YouTube, shut down Instagram, shut down WhatsApp. Make the shittiest internet possible. In the fucking world, in the most fucking amazing country. We are not fucking North Korea, damn it. We're Russia, for fuck's sake. We don't need to have everything shut down to hell.
War, starvation.
The money they stole from all of us, the investigative committee can't find it. We're in a hopeless situation.
Putin, help us.
People are taking to the streets for housing, money, internet, hunger strikes, pickets, appeals to Putin. The war has come home and the system is cracking.
Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation. Who wants to just lie down, but you know yourself that it might help. So get up, stop whining.
The FSB is reacting like it's the 1930s. Young people are being grabbed right in the metro. Police vans are parked in the squares. According to eyewitnesses, people are being detained even for single-person pickets. The police don't give any reasons, just say it's a special operation. In the Moscow suburb of Lyubertsy, nationalists are marching. More than 100 men in masks and jackets with Russian community symbols walked through the streets, shouting slogans like "Police." In Lyubertsy, hundreds of nationalists are marching. Masks, torches, songs about Great Russia. The police pretend not to see, but this isn't a patrol. It's a new wave of Russian chauvinism. It's the same athletic guys who started the gangs of the 90s. This isn't a coincidence. It's a reaction to the regime's decay. When the authorities lose control, those who believe only in force take to the streets. The police stay silent because these are their people, the very ones they called patriots just yesterday.
President Putin, help. Putin.
Help! A week ago, officials tried to hide behind participants of the special military operation. They announced that a church would be built in their honor. Most residents consider this an unacceptable manipulation.
The migrant protests in the Moscow region, and Moscow haven't even died down yet, and the migrant riots against Muscovites, when already the nationalists have announced their own new uprising. And while some are being jailed for singing songs, others are being called to guard oil refineries. In
connection with the emerging threat of the Ukrainian armed forces using long-range unmanned aerial vehicles, there is now a risk of strikes on important aviation facilities and other residential areas in the Tyumen region.
reservists are being lured into work, 30 to 50,000 rubles for the risk of dying in the next explosion. This isn't an army, it's a meat grinder. The regime is literally holding the country together with fear and hopelessness. In
order to increase the level of protection for important medical facilities, a decision has been made to employ the most well-prepared, patriotically minded citizens to defend these sites. A reservist is considered to be a citizen who is in the reserve and has signed a contract with the Ministry of Defense, who is medically fit and between the ages of 18 and 50. The main difference between a reservist and a serviceman, according to the contract, it is understood that he combines his regular employment with being in the reserve. I would like to note that reservists involved in the protection of important critical facilities are not deployed in special military operations. They will carry out activities within the territory of the region where the important critical facility is located. In our case, this is the Tyumen region. I would like to note that the period of being in this reserve is 60 days. A mandatory requirement is that reservists must undergo compulsory training lasting 14 days. This training is conducted under the guidance of experienced specialists and instructors at the Tyumen Engineering School.
And against the backdrop of this madness, Ilya Medvedev's words, "the death penalty is sometimes useful," make sense. The phrase, as if it had come straight from his father's mouth, has simply become a meme. But Russians are in no mood to laugh. Firing squads. Zelenogradsk is now absolutely not a metaphor. Instead of
making proper, comfortable benches for people on the renovated Zelenogradsk promenade, they put this here. What is this even for, and how is anyone supposed to use it? I've heard that these benches are called firing squad walls. It's unclear what the city administration was thinking when they designed this, but it was clearly not about making things comfortable and convenient for people. What do you think about these standing benches? Will they make proper ones, or will they just leave this?
people see in them a reflection of the future where not even songs remain. Today, Russia stands between a song and a police van, between the square and the wall. And even if the Kremlin once again declares that everything is under control, that it's all over, control is lost, and now fear exists on both sides of the barricades.
Here, people have gathered who are united by a single problem and a single misfortune, who acquired their land honestly, and now they are taking it away from us. We are asking for help from the federal government because our local authorities can't help us in any way. There is no structure for this. A criminal case has been opened, but it isn't moving from a dead point. The investigative committee can't find the money that was stolen from all of us. We are in a hopeless situation. There are a lot of us. 400 people. This is the Rostov region, the Republic of Crimea, Krasnodar Krai, Voronezh, Adygea. This is on a large scale. This is a lot of money. We are unfortunate people. It turns out to be a vicious circle. You gave us all this, but with the other hand, you took everything away from the people. They are not worth what you took from us. You took away my child's childhood. Both of them. She, mine, still cries into her pillow to this day. You took it away. You did, not us. We didn't abandon everything and run away from there. We didn't ask you for this. You abandoned authorities, you abandoned our people, you just abandoned them, simply left them. We are unfortunate people. It turns out to be a vicious circle. It's like with one hand you gave us all this, and with the other hand you took everything away from the people. Why didn't we stay in Sochi and defend our own homes ourselves? How should we interpret this? Shops were closing down. I'm walking along Nevsky. The coffee shop closed down. The store closed down. Closed down. The clothing store closed down. The rental closed down.
Moscow, St. Petersburg, Perm, other regions of Russia, police vans, the FSB, and other special services that monitor young people who sing anti-war and anti-Putin songs. And of course, right-wing radical groups in the center of Moscow and migrant riots. All of this indicates that the Kremlin is losing its power. Friends, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dar Shaslivaya, and now check out the breakdown of top-notch Russia's propaganda.
It truly seems to me that if it is psychologically impossible for a woman to cope, but then the professional doctor-psychologist carefully explains to her that this is indeed a precious and unique living life. And today others are in need of this living life. I want to tell you that in our country lately, for a number of reasons, there are a lot of childless people, couples who are unable to have a child. And the waiting list for adopting small, young children is very long. And I think that maybe a different approach is needed here. Yes, agree with the woman that she cannot or does not want to keep this child in the future, but this child can live in another family.
But the scariest thing is that men, it's like they go crazy, while women, they help a person. Because if there is no man, a woman, it's like she's blown around like a leaf here and there. Because she is meant to be part of a man, you see. She was taken from him and should be joined to him. She cannot exist on her own. Do you understand? That's the point. That's why men are kind of foolish and scary. These foolish men are raised by single mothers who themselves matured at some point. You see how frightening it is. That's how it is. That's why Christianity now is becoming kind of sick and frightening in general. And you wonder, what should you do? So, as for the quartermasters, don't let anyone into this part.
Enter. Figuratively speaking, a full salvo of 18 Poseidons would completely destroy the very concept of the US as a maritime civilization. Because in that case, all bases, all major port cities, and all infrastructure would be destroyed within an area of about 30 to 40 kilometers. And just for the record, that's where 75% of the US population lives. And moreover, it's impossible to repel these strikes again. The Americans simply have nothing physically to counter it. No aircraft carrier, no super-secret personal US submarine can do anything about it. Not a single torpedo is capable of catching up with our torpedo. They simply don't have such speeds unless there's a sudden accidental head-on collision. But that wouldn't change much because in that case, a megaton warhead
would go off.
Well, no, I'm talking about the amount in megatons.
Continued. Yes, megatons. I told Vladimir Vladimirovich, it'll be more than what Sarmat has.
You say, let's hit Kyiv. Yeah, that's a worm, that's a worm. Where did it even come from? And now, let's go after Kyiv. Why are you all?
Go.
Where am I going with this?
I'll tell you this. Leave Kyiv. It'll be easier. Leave.
Kyiv. Just like that, simply.
Stand up and walk out, just like the guys did. In Belgorod, they're forced now. Now, I'm supposed to feel sorry for people from Kyiv. Don't count on it. Kyiv is gone and will never exist again. Why? Because you cursed the city, you betrayed it. You betrayed its sanctity. You desecrated them. You have absolutely no legitimate right to be standing here on this sacred ground, primarily because you are nothing more than treacherous demons who have willfully betrayed the long-standing history of your ancestors and the fundamental tenets of your own religious faith. True purification for souls as corrupted as yours can only come through the cleansing power of holy water and the consuming heat of eternal fire. You yourselves have explicitly stated this very sentiment during our numerous public broadcasts, frequently referring back to the ancient and terrifying prophecies originally delivered by the high clergymen of the old world. Finally, let's just wipe everything off the face of the earth and be done with it.
Regarding armaments, this is indeed a very important matter, because if Oreshnik is what you insist on, that's really Paris, London, and so on. No, not Paris, London, but it was everywhere.
This is Washington, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. With 14,000, we could fly around several times. Circle around several times. Not from us.
It didn't come from us.
And not from us. Who came then? From where? It's even possible, yes. Well, let's assume the worst-case scenario. We're working in conditions of complete isolation. So what? We'll just keep staying in these conditions. No, we'll just finally switch to other types of weapons. At last, we'll strike with full force. Finally, we'll stop playing around. Like, oh, let's do it here. At last, we'll just wipe everything off the face of the earth and be done with it. Regarding weaponry, this is actually a very important thing, because if the Hazel, is that what you're insisting on? Is it really Paris, London, and all the rest? No, no, not Paris or London. It's Washington, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. We could just circle around several times like that. Not from us. It didn't come from us. And not from us. Who came? From where? In war, it's not this side or that side that wins, but the fierce ones. The fierce ones who break the will to resist. So I'll say it again. We've finally started to take things out to hell. There will be no life in Kharkiv, nor in Poltava, nor in Mykolaiv, nor in Odessa. There will be no more of these cities, and there will be no Kyiv. If the civilians don't realize that they've been chosen as expendable material and don't overthrow their Nazi government, no strength left? At least leave those cities. Understand that you're being used as a human shield. No strength to leave? I'm sorry. Let me remind you of the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. There were surely many local residents living there too, who simply could not leave their homes. They were just forced to continue to live like everyone else in the area.
These guys are with me. If anyone asks over there, where soon under our choral call the horizon will shine, where we will cast aside the shadows again, like a burden that has become extremely convenient to carry. Get up, damn it! I'm not leaving you here. There will be a bright streak in this darkness, which, without flourishing, is like snow on sails. All of you new out of holes. You will soar high up to the heavens on the golden dawn rays, in envy and in radiant beauty. Yes, I truly believe that there will eventually be a long, bright streak in this cold snow, which is as completely interest-free as the ancient snow found in the distant poles. These brand new snows will soar upwards to the heavens on the early dawn rays, in envy and in magnificent, everlasting beauty. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you for all your help.
Well, you understand, I think, and so do those who talk about war with Russia. They understand too. So, are we supposedly planning to attack Europe or something? What kind of nonsense is that? Is there really going to be a war? No, I proceed from the assumption that it's impossible. Live in peace.
Is it realistically possible to effectively achieve demilitarization if you only maintain control over a limited part of the territory?
Of Ukraine?
And on the other side, it turns out that, well, I think that's impossible, so it turns out you have to take all of it. Take all of it? Well, I don't know about that. By years, are we talking decades or... Well, a very long time, because even if our forces advance quickly, in reality that's not the case. Everything is happening quickly. On the other hand, I don't hide the fact that I support our policy and our policies. Our governments, and specifically Putin's. I am actually incredibly proud of him, especially whenever he conducts himself in such a remarkable manner that you can only be truly proud of. But this question keeps nagging at me. What will happen next? It can't go on for 100 years.
Denis Vladimirovich, I want to say thank you very much for these wonderful gifts. I promise to respond as well. I want to sincerely congratulate you on this occasion. I wish you a very happy upcoming new year, filled with all the best things in life, and I thank you very much for everything.